Okay, so let's continue with the check transactions example. So we need to verify if a transaction is equal to a tick, and for that we need to get like all transactions for a tick. Okay, so in order to do that, let's head over to the Explorer again. Here, let's go to Qubic Explorer and let's pick a tick with. I don't want like a tick with this type of transaction with zero cubic transfer. Those are some special type of transactions. So I want something that is actually transferred. Uh, let's do this. Or I think it's easier like that. Let's go to exchanges. Let's go to get.io's address and let's get a transaction that had a transfer here. This is the transaction ID and it was part as this tick. Okay, good. I think it's good enough. But yeah, okay, let's use that. Okay, good. So let's copy this here. Const tick number. Let's make it a string. Good. Let's also get the endpoint from Swagger. So here we'll be heading again to the archive tree, and here we have a couple of endpoints that may interest us. Most of them are prepended by v1 ticks. Okay, so we have ticks, approved transaction, chain hash, quorum tick data store, hash tick data transactions, transfer transactions, and we also have the v2 ticks. Yeah, we'll be using the v2 endpoint, which we need to pass the tick number here, and this is our response model. So let's get transactions URL. This is v2. This is ticks plus transactions. Okay. Okay, get tick transactions, tick transactions URL. Okay, and also get the response model. Get tick transactions response. Okay, good. Yeah, I forgot. This is probably, yeah, that's the format. Idiomatic Go patterns. Transactions URL. Okay, perfect. Let's switch those. Rename. Balance URL. Okay, let's define the main function. Exactly, let's define the run function. I'm using like this pattern in order. So when you're writing like a lot of things in main, you will be, let's say, panicking when you're doing like error handling or like logging the error or whatever. If you use like a wrapper function which is called in this case run. You can wrap the error, return it to upstream, and then we only be having like one log statement. Okay, let's create the context. Let's defer the cancellation. Okay, request. Let's create a request. With the const get. Okay. Let's do error handling. Return fmt error f. Create a new request. Error f. Okay. Yes. Okay. Good. Let's check for. Okay. It's here. Let's create a decoder. Let's decode into the destination. Awesome. And now transactions for tick. So let's go back a little bit to the Explorer. So here, this transaction, this tick has three transactions. Two of them are like zero amount transactions, which are some special transactions from Qubic core, but we are mostly interested in this transaction, which has this ID. The source is gate.io. Here is just a placeholder for their address, which is basically this one. Okay, and the amount, and the amount it's this one. Okay, this is the amount that we will be searching for. Awesome, good. So let's see what we'll be printing here. Return nil. Okay, so here if we do, so what are we looking for? Our total transaction is actually the length of the transactions array, as we do have a transactions array here, or a transaction slice, sorry. And we will be checking. This is the transaction information, total transaction information, the timestamp of the transactions, and the money flow, which is basically holding the status of the transaction. So money flow means that if money flow is true, the money flow from source address to destination address. Printf. Okay, let's do the following. Let's do here. Print a new line. Okay. Transactions. Okay, and as here we have it as the third transaction, let's try to only print this one. Third transaction. Okay, good. Let's try to run it. Okay, so we have the transactions array here. We have the total transactions. We have 3 exactly as we expected, and we also have the third transaction. So if we were to check with this, so the destination is an address KRI. Sorry, this is get.io. Okay, we don't have the same, we don't have the same order in the transaction slice. So first we have a zero amount transaction, and the last one. Okay, so it's probably the second one and not the third one. Okay, so source is GateIO's address which is ending in XJL. Okay, something is odd here as this is also like a zero amount transaction. Okay, now we have the correct. Okay, it seems that the order is somehow not stable. I need to check here in the backend, like why do we have that? But I think it's easier to print separately all of them. 0, 1, 0, 0, 2. Okay. Okay. This is the transaction. So okay, if we refresh, we'll see that the destination, the order is not the same all the time. Now it's the third one, now it's the second one, now second, third. Okay. This is the amount here. Good. This is the TIG number for everyone. Okay, good. So we actually achieved what we wanted. So we wanted to check for that for a transaction if it was included in a tick, and we accomplished that. Okay. So probably in order to do like a check is to have this here, target transaction ID. Yes. If I prefer to do the negative condition, so I prefer to do it if it's different, continue, otherwise found transaction with ID, and here we can skip this, and now we for sure will be only printing that transaction ID, that transaction that we are most interested in. Good. Let's continue with the next example.